Hi, how are you guys? Today I'm gonna share some of my fortune telling experiences with you. And this is something that I've always wanted to share with other people. I really hope you can enjoy today's episode. From 2024, I started to investigate on 8 characters and star charts. And it's a traditional Chinese way of digging into future and knowing how your future would be like. It's like Chinese fortune telling method, and we use the 8 characters, and it's kind of like algorithm. It's like a mathematics, and then we use this approach to figure it out how your future would be like in the next 1 month and few years, and I was so interested in it. Actually, I got interested in it long before 2024. Yeah, I remember when I was a teenager, I was so intrigued by how this approach can provide such a detailed information to our life. And I remember my mom would sometimes consult some fortune telling masters, and she would collect all the information for all the family members, and then after she came back she would share it with us. And sometimes my mom would tell me some really important information when I was at a certain point feeling so confused about my future, and that information she got from that master was so important, was mysterious but also very significant. Maybe it didn't really, how to say that, fully explain how my future would be like, where it didn't really align with what happened next, but still that information was really precious to me, was really, really helpful. It's like a therapy session. I feel so healed after I got this information, because that is something that can confirm and can make myself more grounded. Yeah, I feel more connected to my future and myself. Yeah. But it was not until 2024, when the AI started to go viral. And in China, we have this DeepSeek, and a lot of Chinese people started to use this to do the fortune telling, 8 characters and Chinese star chart. So I was becoming crazily obsessed with this AI as well. So I remember in the end of 2024, I almost used ChatGPT and DeepSeek every single day on calculating, investigating, analyzing all the energies of my life, and how the next days would be like, and what are the most important things this year, within this year, and when I can meet my future husband, when I can get a better job, when I can finally get rid of all the bad stuff from the past, and I can finally move on and step into a new chapter. Those are all the things that I was so interested in, and I would just ask AI over and over again. Sometimes I want to have a double check, so I would, ask both of them, and sometimes they would give me opposite answers, so I would be so upset. I would be like, oh, is this really working? Is this really the information is really right? Is that accurate? So actually I was using it, to dig into the future and to to know more about the future, while I was also doubting it, suspecting it. I just didn't know if it really worked. After almost 1 year, no, I think it's almost 1.5 years. So fast forward to 2026, I started to notice the Western star chart. So I started to use the Western star chart to explain a lot of things, because I realized that it was more accurate and more timely in terms of explaining how I feel at this current moment, because maybe a characters and Chinese star chart can explain your whole life fluctuation very accurately, but it can't. I think like after so many times of the trying, I just realized it can give me some very confusing information in terms of the current moment, like how things are gonna be moved, how things are gonna be, transform in the next few days. It sometimes can give me very, and persistent, information. So I remember one day I had very intense emotions. Yeah, so I was thinking like if I should use different AI and also use different fortune telling approach to test like which one is more accurate and more efficient. So I use different AI to do the fortune telling in different approaches. For example, a character star chart and a Western star chart. So after I did all the research and I figured out the Western star chart can explain your current mood in a most accurate and most persistent way. Yeah, all the informations given by different AI can be more persistent than any other approaches like star chart, Chinese star chart, or a character. I think a character can be the most unreliable one because, first of all, for the Chinese eight characters, we have those like 8 different characters, right? It is decided by the year of your birth and the month and the date and the hour. Yeah, so you have those 8 characters in total, and each of the character can play a important role. And as the time goes by, it would interact with the energy of each year, each month, and each day or each hour. So like first of all, you have to know what kind of element, what kind of energy is in your favor. For example, some people would be in favor of metal and water energy. Yeah, some people would be in favor of fire and wood and soil energy. So it's very important in terms of doing this 8 character thing. So this is the first step. You have to confirm with the master or anyone who is expertise in this area. So you have to confirm with them which energy is in your favor, and then you could predict the fluctuation of your life. You would know in which year you might get married, in which year you might have some crisis. This is how it works. But for the star chart, the Chinese star chart. Okay, so here below, I would always refer the Chinese star chart as star chart, okay? But the Western star chart, I would add Western in front of it, so no worry. So in terms of the star chart, I think it's also very accurate. It can tell us very detailed information, but it's really hard to explain to you, so I would not dig very deep into this area. But what I want to say is that for the Chinese fortune telling, I highly recommend you to combine the 8 character and the star chart together, so it can give you a more thorough fortune telling and fortune telling reading. And most importantly, always remember to to confirm, to make sure which energies are in your favor. So you would not read your life incorrectly. So as I said before, in 2026 I started to use the Western star chart to explain a lot of things, and it's more persistent no matter which approach you're taking here, right? You're using here. There are they're coherent. If they're not coherent, it might mean that, yeah, there is something wrong with your reading. So you have to be very careful about that. So no matter which approach you take here, it's always coherent, it's always persistent. So actually, after almost 2 years of using those different approaches to read my life, I think it's really amazing. Yeah, I think I've already developed this habit of reading my days and reading my years, by those different approaches. And I think they're really, they're really helpful. Yeah. Sometimes they still can give me really confusing answers, like even sometimes opposite answers. I still, I'm still very happy to use it. Because it's not only something that can keep you more grounded and make you more like peaceful and more confident about your future, but also they can but also give you some like healing, like a therapy session. Every single time, if you're really frustrated about your life and you feel like there is no hope ahead, I recommend you to use the either Chinese fortune telling method or the Western star chart, method to give you some confirmation. They're really, helpful. Life is always about ups and downs, and I analyze a lot of people as 8 characters, and I just realized that because the luck pillar can change and there is no one can really be happy and be successful all the time throughout all the eight luck pillars, because throughout our life, each luck pillar represents 10 years. So averagely we can only live up to like 90 years old, right? Or like 80 years old. So I'll only look at the 8 luck pillars, and 99% of the 8 characters would experience ups and downs. And the more up you experience, maybe it means the more downs you would experience in the future, right? So there is nothing like you will be happy for all the time. It's always about ups and downs. For those celebrities, I think they have to experience something more extreme. Yeah. But for average people, we are blessed to have a more normal life and more peaceful life. That is the blessing, I think we should not take for granted. Maybe many people even think, okay, I really want to have more money, I want to have more fame, but actually it is paid by the price of it, maybe like getting into a big crisis in the future. Yeah, so never take anything you have right now for granted. It's all blessings in your life, okay? So this is all I want to share for today's episode. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, if you are interested in Chinese fortune telling, you can just comment down below, and maybe I would explain more in the future and share more of my experiences in the future. So bye for now.